Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So you probably were wondering if you were going to see my face again for those of you who follow me and follow my videos on a regular basis. I have not shown my face here on camera in a while. I've been doing art reviews and tutorials and things like that, but I am back, and what has brought me back, one of the reasons that I am back is because of an email that I received. Actually, it was a message on Facebook that I received from someone who posed a question to me that it was kind of one of those things where it was such a timely manner that she asked me this question, because I was just discussing this with a friend of mine over the weekend. I had an art fair this weekend, and before we continue on, for those of you who do follow me, you've never seen this dog before. This is Lily, and she is a foster. We are fostering her. This one of the reasons why I haven't been on is because my dog passed away. For those of you who've watched my videos, I wasn't planning on getting into this, but Lily is sort of telling me I should, evidently. For those of you who've been watching my videos, you know that my dogs, Marley and Emmy, have made their way into my videos on many occasions. And Marley passed away, and then Emmy passed away not too long ago. And so I just didn't feel much like doing any kind of videotaping, really just not much of anything. And due to a fundraiser that I was doing, Lily just sort of came along, and she needed rescuing from a shelter, and her situation was very sad, and we had the room, so we took her in. So she's going to be laying down hopefully here by my side throughout this whole thing if I paint her. So if you see me moving my arm around, it's because she's demanding to be petted. Anyway, I apologize for sidetracking. my intent for this video was to share with you a question that I had, and I'm just going to get right into it because I've already chit-chatted enough, and you're probably saying get to the point. So I am going to read to you. This question comes from Gigi, who just sent this to me just yesterday, as a matter of fact. Let me skip through and get to her question. Okay, I'm looking for a little guidance from an experienced professional. One question in particular is about selling original work. I work with charcoal and recently have been preparing for an event where I intend to sell some prints of my work. I have considered selling my original work for a higher price than the prints, but my conflict is I've worked so hard on these pieces and would love to make a profit, but I have mixed feelings about selling my original work. I've grown quite attached to these pieces, and I get a knot in my stomach thinking about someone else owning my original pieces, wondering if they'll take care of it. Will they lose it? Will it end up in storage? May sound irrational, but I can't deal with the thought of my creations being in the hands of a complete stranger. Wondering what your advice would be about this subject. Have you ever felt like that? Should I just sell my prints? Any input would be greatly appreciated. So I had this exact conversation with somebody over the weekend. I was at an art fair, and a friend of mine was attending. I don't know if it was her first fair. I don't think it was, but she brought some originals. I think she just wanted to make more connections with people than she did wanted to sell work, but she works on very large paintings, and she admittedly priced her work so high that it would discourage people from buying. She just kind of wanted to get her name out there and wanted people to see what she was capable of doing, and just to show her work, make connections, things like that. But she said, I'm just not ready to sell these. I'm really just attached to these, and I'm just not ready to sell them. So that kind of, I was thinking about that, And then Gigi's question came along, and I thought, well, this is something that I should probably address. So, why do we do this? Why do some people freely give their work away after payment is taken, and others just really have a hard time doing that? I know of another artist that I follow her work religiously. She is an amazing watercolor artist. I've been trying to get one of her originals for a long time, and she tells me I can't get rid of them. I just am so attached to them. I can't seem to sell my originals. So this happens a lot. It happens to beginners. It happens to people who have been doing this a long time. So for those of you who have an attachment to your artwork, what is my advice? Well, I took a couple of notes. I'm not even going to pretend like that I just pull this stuff out of my head anymore, because you guys know me by now that I have a hard time maintaining focus. So I took notes on this so I can stay on track. So reasons that I have sort of just thought of in my own head, reasons behind your motivation to keep your originals, or is it fear-based? You kind of have to distinguish one or the other. Do you want to keep your work because your work is too personal? Did you paint a subject matter that is extremely personal to you, and you don't want to hand that over to somebody else because you don't think maybe they will understand it? Maybe it has to do with your past, your childhood. Maybe you had some emotion that you were going through, and you just happened to put that emotion to paper or canvas or whatever it is that you work on. Maybe that is the reason why. Is your original work too symbolic? Does it have a lot of symbolism in it, and you think, well, no one is going to get it, and if I sell it to a complete stranger, they're not going to appreciate it for what it means to me, because there are so many symbolic elements in it that are personal to you. That could be a reason why. I'm just trying to brainstorm as to why you might have an issue selling your originals. So these are just some things to think about. Another thing is, while you were creating the piece, did you have some like brilliant artistic or creative moment? Have you been trying to achieve something, some sort of a skill in your painting or drawing, and you found that in this particular piece you have overcome something? Like, I've always had trouble drawing hands, and suddenly I've drawn a hand in this painting, and it's perfect, and I feel like this is a huge milestone for me, so I'm having a hard time letting go of this piece because of that reason. Is your work so personal that handing it over to someone is like turning over a page in your diary? Is that why you might be having issues in getting rid of your originals? I think when you determine the fear behind the reason, is that right? When you determine, am I saying that right? You know what I mean. When you determine what the root of the cause is as to why you are having a hard time getting rid of your originals, sometimes it can help you to let go of them once you understand. Now, Gigi was telling me already that she is already kind of worked through that. She's wondering if someone's going to take care of it, if it's going to end up in storage. So obviously her work means a great deal to her, and she wants it to be as meaningful to other people. So if that's the case, especially with you, Gigi, I would say if someone is willing to pay you a substantial amount for your work, chances are they are going to take care of it. Most people who purchase artwork have something in mind when they buy it. It's not like, oh, well, this t-shirt is on, this is a bad example, so please forgive me for this, but well, this t-shirt's on sale, I'm going to buy it because I know I'm going to use it, and then it ends up in a drawer somewhere or whatever because, it's a t-shirt, but when people buy artwork, generally there is emotion attached to it. When I purchase artwork, I see it, it reminds me of something or reminds me of somebody else. I want to give it as a gift. I have a specific place in mind that I want to put it in my house. So most people who buy artwork, at least from my experience, they purchase it with an intent. They know what they want to do with it. So I don't think that that is something that you necessarily have to worry about. And maybe you think that is what it is, but maybe it is actually something else that is causing your concern about selling your originals. So if you go through all of these things and you figure out why it is that you just don't want to sell your originals, no one says that you have to. Sorry. No one says that you have to sell your originals. You don't. You can just sell prints of your work and be fine with that. If you are planning on, or if you are attempting to become a working full-time artist, however, it's going to be a problem most likely, at least from my experience. Had I not decided to let go of my original work, I never would have been able to support myself. I can't maintain a living just selling prints. It takes a lot of different things happening all at once for me to make a living as a working artist, and a big part of that is selling original work. So if you are not intending on doing this full time and you are just doing it as a side job, or if you have another career to fall back on and this is just something you're doing on the side, there's nothing wrong with selling your prints. Another thing that you could do is sell enhanced prints. If you don't want to sell your originals, get creative as to how you sell your work. If you don't want to sell your originals, make them into note cards. Like I said, do enhanced prints where you could do them on canvas and then you can embellish them a little bit so that your hands have still touched them. You're still contributing to the authenticity of the work by doing something that is one of a kind. So that's an option that you could do. And finally, to answer Gigi's question, has this ever happened to me? Yes. I don't think there is an artist that this has not happened to. For me personally, and I spend a lot of time, not just in my artwork, but I spend a lot of time in general trying to find ways to improve myself. And when I am faced with some sort of a problem or an issue that makes me uncomfortable, I take the time to sit there and think, why am I doing this? Because I don't like this feeling. I don't like it. I need to know why it is that I'm doing it. So I do a lot of reflection and soul searching. And so I have determined that the reason why I personally have a hard time selling certain pieces is because mine is fear-based. I will do something and it'll just, if you're an artist and you've ever had things just flow on paper almost like magic, like it was effortless. In my case, the inks they moved exactly where they were supposed to move. The animal just emerged and it was like, I've had several paintings that I can think of where this has happened, and I've said to myself, it's never going to get any better than this. I will never be able to create anything this good ever again. And it makes me want to hold on to it because it's almost like if I let it go, then I don't have proof that I did that. Does that make any sense? I don't know if I'm explaining myself well or not, but this is the type of thing that mine is fear-based all the time. So the only thing that gets me through it is pushing through the fear. If I and I have to sell my work right away. Sometimes I'll sit with a piece for several days, but I find that the more I do that, it'll go either way. Sometimes I'll get more attached to it and I won't want to let go of it. Other times, I've got to get rid of it. I've got to get rid of it right away, because it forces me then to think ahead, to think of future paintings that I will do. And it challenges me as an artist, because I know that with each piece I do, I will get better. So if I rely on pieces that I've already done to determine my worth, then that does not benefit me as an artist. So I have to sell those pieces in order to make myself better. Luckily for me, I participate in monthly art auctions, so I'm constantly in need of work to be able to auction off. So that helps a great deal, is knowing that I need to have pieces ready for purchase in short order. So that helps push me along, and it keeps my inventory moving. I don't have time to find places to store my paintings, and plus, if they're sitting in a closet with nobody enjoying them, I get more fulfillment knowing that people are enjoying my work, that it's on their walls, that they're discussing it with their friends, that, that's what brings me joy, is knowing that it brings other people joy. So that sort of fuels my need and my desire to sell my work as well. So Gigi, I hope I answered your question. I want to present this question to all of you. Do you have a hard time selling your originals? And if you do, I would love to know your reason why. Please leave in the comments below. I think we could get a really good discussion going on this. And if you are able to let go of your pieces and you just don't find that you have an attachment with them, I'm just wondering what fuels your desire to get them moving so that you can work on other things, because I think it would be beneficial for those who do have that fear of letting go of their originals. So anyway, thank you all for watching today's video. Hopefully you will see more of my face instead of just my hands on my art table in the future. If you are at all interested in more vlogs of just what is going on in my life, personally and professionally, I'm happy to do that. I find that they're kind of boring. That's why I don't upload as much lately. If I have a lot going on, I'm like, they don't really care to hear that. So you'll have to let me know if you're interested in that or not. I might do a few more of those. But I'm also happy to just sort of keep it to the topic as well. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.